I'm very excited to announce that I am the Executive Director of the Marianas Young Professionals.
Now the executive director of this community nonprofit organization, Gerard van Gils takes on a larger role in striving to help students and young professionals create pathways to becoming leaders in their community and more so in the CNMI. Van Gils explains his passion for this effort.
I started working at Cagman High School as a public school teacher 5 years ago. At Cagman High School, I started the $1 Million Scholars Program, and now we have helped many young people fulfill their college dream. They're studying, they're learning, but very soon they're going to be returning to the CNMI, and we need to be ready by helping them with internships and helping them to connect with employers. So really, my $1 Million Scholars of yesterday are becoming the young professionals of tomorrow. And by taking a leadership role in the Marianas Young Professionals, I can both guide my scholars and our young professionals so that they can all be successful.
Successful by drawing a connection between the two organizations, MYPros and $1 Million Scholars.
Essentially, the services are vertically aligned. So scholars become college students. College students, if we support them, will become young professionals. And young professionals need professional support. They need a network of peers, and they need a community to connect with.
Connecting the community, Van Gils plans to continue his efforts of creating pathways of higher education for students.
I'm an accidental teacher. I moved to the CNMI because I wanted to just sit at the beach and not do very much for a few years. And I accidentally became a teacher. There was a need, and I fell in love with it. And I have so much respect for the professional educators that work in the public school system. As a teacher, I just found that I could do things that my students needed. If it was help them get ready for college, I could do it. If it was apply for scholarships, I could do it. But I want to give them a future as well, and they'll need jobs to come home to and a professional community to welcome them. We want to get them in high school and develop our workforce all the way through our professional workforce.
A workforce that the CNMI greatly needs.
We're like full cycle workforce development for professionals. If we want engineers, we need to grow engineers. If we want medical doctors, we need to grow medical doctors. If we want professional educators, we have to grow that here.
And in growing this year, Van Gils tells us his plans as executive director of MYPros for this year.
We're going to help the $1 Million Scholars through MYPros will be helped, and we're going to have more than 40 scholars leaving from 4 different public high schools in the CNMI. And we're developing new relationships as an entity. For example, the $1 Million Scholars and MYPros have developed a relationship just this year with Boise State University. And 14 of our $1 Million Scholars have received tuition waivers from Boise State University.
Helping students reach for higher education while taking on this role, he plans to continue being an educator.
As I became the 2017 State Teacher of the Year for the Northern Mariana Islands, there were a lot of job opportunities that naturally presented themselves. But I can't imagine doing anything except being an educator. I really believe that teachers should lead.
And this teacher is now leading an entire organization of young professionals.
I'm going to maintain my licensure and my certification as a teacher, and I plan to teach just 1 class a day as a volunteer at Cagman High School, where I've been for the last 5 years. So my students will still be able to see me every day. I hope I'll still be in B104. I'll still be teaching college preparation, and I'll still be helping guide our youth, because teachers lead from the classroom. But now, as the executive director of the Marianas Young Professionals, I can also lead students at other schools. And this time I bring a whole organization of young professionals with me.